this is Divorced Asian Dad coming at you with another video, Second Marriage Success. Now, I'm so happy to share this with you because for me, it's been 2 years since I got remarried, and my second marriage has been an absolute joy, which is somewhat special just because the stats say that 70 to 80% of second marriages ends in another divorce. Now, before I talk about second marriage success, let me clear things away, just a few things, just to clear things up. Now, for those of you that are still newly divorced or currently going through a divorce, I know this is the farthest thing away from you that you're thinking of, but keep it in the back of your mind. It'll give you a little bit of hope. Now, for those of you who are in a long-term relationship and, thinking seriously about getting married again, this might give you some ideas to help ensure that your second marriage is successful and not a statistic. And finally, for those of you that are already in a second marriage, but going through, let's say, some issues, this might give you some tips on how to save your second marriage so that this will be your last marriage. Now, as I said in my last video, you have to go through the process to ensure that you've done the inner work to minimize your emotional baggage, trauma, and have forgiven yourself for all the mistakes that you've made. It's not going to work any other way. That is, if you want to be successful. Also, you've chosen the right person for you and confident that you've made the right decision. No guesswork, this is it. And also, you're in an emotionally healthy relationship or you're working towards it with your partner. And also, you and your partner have the desire to make it work. This time around, because probably your other partner has also gone through a divorce, and so you're fully committed to each other and your life together this time. Now, with all that out of the way, let me share some tips for you, 3 of course, on how to have a second, marriage that's going to be successful. Now, if you've gone through what I said before, it's going to make that much more sense when I tell you the 3 tips. So, tip number 1. Make your marriage the number 1 priority in your life. You know what they say? What you pay attention to grows, what you ignore dies. And marriage is a lot of work. Not everyone, is geared for that. But from personal experience, it can be one of the most rewarding things in your life. So for me, it was worth the effort, and I hope it is for you too. If your marriage is good, everything else in life is good because it is really, more than anything else, one of the pillars of your life. So base your big and small decisions if this is good for your marriage or not. Now, in my personal experience for my first marriage, it was so bad that it spread or it ruined the rest of my life, my career, finances, friendship. I couldn't make a good decision to save my life because of my bad marriage. So it impacted really everything in my life. Tip number 2, put your partner first. You may or may not know this, but when your partner feels loved, cherished, desired, it actually makes your life easier. Women have a tendency to help you behind the scenes so your life flows. Everything's easier. You get through life better. And I can personally attest to this with the contrast between my first and second marriage. It is a night and day type of thing. And I really can't explain it until you've really experienced it. So just take my word for it. Now, this, of course, assumes that you've married a good woman. If not, this example does not apply to you and your second marriage will feel like a weight around your neck. Now, some of you would say, well, why not me? Why am I not first? Now, if you married a good woman, like I said, don't worry. She will put you first, especially when you've demonstrated that you put her first. It is just that way. That's the only way it's going to work. Now, also the opposite is true, as I found out in my first marriage. Now, if you set your second marriage like a competition, then it will go well because this is not a competition. This is a sharing. If you're carrying around baggage from your first marriage, like trust issues, or you've been used and you're still hurting, then you have to clear that out or it will damage your second marriage. There's no such thing as a 50-50 relationship. Sometimes it's 80-20, sometimes it's 75-25, but you have to trust that your partner will do the same in order for your second marriage to work. Trust is a huge thing when it comes to making marriages work, not just second marriages. So tip number 3, make it fun for your partner to be around you. It's so undervalued that being lighthearted and positive, it can have a tremendous impact on your life and your marriage. If you can inject some humor or playfulness, it's easier to be around you, and it's really easier to be in your life. I'm not saying be the life of the party, but be the person your partner can turn to for strength, security, and just overall feel better about the situation and herself. And you will be gold. I mean, you can be somebody that she brags about to her friends. Now, I'm not a naturally fun person to be around. I'm very introverted and serious, but I had to learn in order for my marriage to work, and I've done it. So, final thoughts. I hope this has helped you make your particular situation better. I hope that I helped you in some way, because I really want to share what makes life better for me. Especially in contrast to my first marriage. And, I applied it to my second marriage, and it's great. So look out for my next video, how I got such a great second wife to marry me. So just for fun, here's a clip of my comedy set, just to give you a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of a chuckle, because I know this is a very serious topic, and I want to be lighthearted and positive as well. See you later. So recently I had to tell my parents that I do stand-up comedy. They laughed. My dad said, "Who said you were funny? Your grandpa's funnier than you, and he's dead." Thanks, Dad. And my mom said, "Do you even get paid for doing comedy?" And I said, "Ma, this is stand-up comedy. Of course I don't get paid. I'm lucky if I get a glass of water." All you comics out there know what I'm talking about. So, that old cliche about Asian parents wanting their, kids to be doctors? Well, I guess it was true for me because, I became an eye doctor. But you know what I want my kids to be? YouTube and TikTok influencers. Screw medicine, that's where the real money is at. If 20-somethings can make multi-million dollars and I'm driving around in a Honda Civic, I want to follow that tribe. So follow me on www.divorcedasiandad.com/give me your money.